Now it's time for the module number 3, and we are now covering the topics of when is the right time for the risk investors to join, or what the risk investors are seeking for, and what they like to see before they make the final decision to join the board, join the venture or not. Again, we go through 20 commonly asked questions by the investors and some new startup terms which has not been covered so far on the early modules. And we have typically went through the 3 training sessions by now, but it's not part of this video session. I'm here to talk through my slides and giving the opportunity to go through the introduction by yourself on your own time. But here we are talking about the stage when is the right time to approach angels, investors and VCs. Typically in Finland, many times you have been covering these kind of costs to walk through the debt of valley with the 3F, with your own funding and maybe some grants, and hopefully also with some revenues paid by the customers. So typically this is the time when the angels and VCs are more keen to your journey. As I said, there might be cases where they are on the day one joining the board, but typically it's more like this when the company is moving on with the plans and also when it's good time to approach the angel investors. And we have to remember that your position to negotiate might be much stronger here, that you have some evidence, you have some traction, you can show that the case is real and now it's the right time to scale the activities and also grow the value of the company together with the risk investors. So you're not giving out necessarily so much of your own shares. It's not diluting an early stage when you're going through with other instruments the first steps. How to approach and where to identify business angel locally. We have a organization called Finnish Business Angel Network. It's one of the most active angel networks in Europe, according to their representative telling this to us and showing some evidence on that. And there are local networks, like here in Jyväskylä, we have also local business angel networks. At the moment, they are coordinated by Nina Rautiainen, and they have events where you can participate. Of course, you can go to their website and create a profile and trying to apply to the events all over Finland. In Helsinki, where they have the headquarters of Fiban, they are organizing on monthly basis events. So take a look on their website. They have very good events, and you can go there as a listener probably and learn how the other companies are delivering the message, and maybe you're ready to apply to the program. If I remember right, they promised that there will be at least 3 business angels going through your profile, and you get feedback. And if your profile is attractive enough, you will get the invitation to the next event, and that activates the process. So Fiban is a good way to get contact with the business angels. But I know not all of the business angels who are investing here in Finland is not listed here. So there are ways to get in contact with those by participating on a program like we have here in Startup Factory. And we are sometimes inviting business angels and individuals who are not listed on this organization. As I said, Fiban is one of the largest and very active angel network, and we have been very happy to invite some European-based angel investors to the Business Rally Investor Day, and also International Venture Academy is a good way to get in contact with and coached with few European business angels. And thanks to City of Jyväskylä and their business services, they are putting this International Venture Academy in place once a year, typically in early May. And throughout that, or throughout the Fiban's platform called Dealum, you might apply a position to get to the Investor Day, which is organized through the Rally of Finland here in Jyväskylä. And there is again opportunity to get some contacts with the business angels. Even though the angel investment rounds might be quite small, but in a total that makes quite big impact. And 22, what was the industries they've been investing? Mainly that year it was in healthcare, software and information technology. These are the top 3 industries the angel investor in Finland will be investing. And the cumulative number throughout the 12 years is 424 million euros. But typically I would say 20 to 30,000 each angels are investing on each round. It might be bigger, it might be lower number, but typically I would say that angel investors are bringing that type of money. Total investment by the years, as you can see, it's been declining a bit. The world has changed and the finance world has been in a very turbulent times in the past. Now I would like to see soon the 23-year number, but I don't have access to it. But yeah, due to the global situation, the investments and the terms have changed quite radically, I would say. But are we getting back to normal? That's something the future will tell. But still, 45% was invested in new companies. We have to remember that sometimes the angel investors are investing further to the existing companies they are part of it. But generally speaking, half of the companies get the funding for their new venture. As I said, you can activate the process by submitting your application, and there are 670 members who have the right to go through your profile. 6 to 8 Fiban investors are screening it, and you get feedback from them, and you might get the invitation to their event, and then the further steps is like shown here in this slide. It doesn't cost anything, and it's not something you need to be committed for a longer time. It's up to the angels after a certain point that what is the next steps. So Fiban is not the organization investing, it's the individuals who are doing the decision. Of course, the deal flow is stick, or the gates are quite tough to get through, but 66% of the deal flows are screened, and then 1/3 of all will get invited to the pitch event and receive interest to invest. That doesn't mean that you are getting the investment, but this shows the kind of deal flow. And I would say with the VCs I've been talking to, it's even tougher. They might go through 200, 300 different ideas, and they're investing to 2 to 3 cases annually. So the gate is quite tough to get through. Again, there's an opportunity to go one example of the companies who've been able to raise and be part of the finalist of Slush. So try to learn from them and get some impact, which helps you to go further with your financing plans. So what the investors like to see and evaluate, and this is from the remaining materials of my slides today is basically from a book, and the author of the book is Sami Etula, and he was the local contact point for the business angel network, and when he was in this position, he wrote this book, which I feel quite useful for many of the idea owners and early stage company representatives. It's both in Finnish and English, and a lot of these things are coming from Sami's book, And Sami interviewed a lot of business angels throughout the process when he was writing the book. So their wisdom shared by several business angels on this book. The investors like to see that, do you have a kind of competitive advance based on your technology or your position in the value chain, or what is the way that you have maybe unfair competitive advance compared to other ones? How about the team? Are they backed up with the suitable experience? Do they have the contacts for the potential customer and so forth? Is the company in a suitable stage? Is it too early, too mature, or is it in the right stage where the investor can join and the valuation? What is the current situation with this valuation? How about the business model? Is it scalable? Can it really grow beyond the border of Finland, or is this problem only locally existing? Is it something that the global market needs? And is there any evidence of that? Do they have the contracts in order? Meaning shareholder agreement, the kind of customer agreements and so forth? Are there and there's nothing jeopardizing the financing round? What is the estimation of the finance need and how far can you get with it? What will the company be like after you using this investment and you be executing the plans as such? And then there's several parameters or topics the angel investors like to go through, and Nordic Guide to Find an Angel Investments is the title of the book which Sami Etula has written. This has been like more than 10 years ago, so some of the things, especially the valuation, has been changing, the base of the valuation, but several things still exist in my opinion. Even half of the interest might be based on the team. Very significant is also the market potential, the competitive advance, the solution. What is the current situation? Is it still under the R&D development, or is the launch made already? How is the investment attractive? And each of these we will go through in more details. What is the current situation and what have you gained so far? And what can I bring to this company? And is this a good fit to other investments I have made? So these kind of things might be also that the business angel is going through. And then back to the team. As I said, it's sometimes even the half of the things which is evaluated. What is the team members' motivation? What is the skill set? How about the courage? Courage to approach the challenges. Courage to find a solution to the problem. What type of connections do they have at the moment for the potential clients, for the other investors and so forth? How willing they are using their time and energy for sales? Are they afraid to approach potential clients? Are they afraid to pick up the phone and call, make the cold calls and so on? So what is the attitude towards these sales? What is the learning ability? We are talking about how coachable is the team. This is something also the business angel like to evaluate. Of course, the reliability. Is there anything which might jeopardize their funding? Is there something in their past, unpaid taxes or something which is not making the case solid? How about the kind of diverse of the team? Are they from the same faculty, graduate same year, or do they have different kind of people with different kind of background? This is something the business angels like to go through and understand. Also the market potential. What is the total market size? What is the reachable market in a near future with the existing or the resources they are trying to get? Have you identified your own niche, your own segment where you can be the best in the world? What is the competitive advance? Is it unfair? Is it clear? Is there something that other ones cannot reach out? Maybe only by buying the whole company or their solution. And how about the timing? Is this the right time? Is the market now growing? Is there some clear evidence that the market will be growing rapidly in the future? It might be based on legislation. It might be that the technology is ready. It might be the general opinion globally or in that segment might be now ready for this kind of solution. How about the IPR strategy? How easy to re-engineering or copy the solution? How about your sales channels? It might be that your competitive advance is based on that you have very strong distribution channels, which is very difficult to get in for the competitor's point of view. How is the operation organized? Do you have everything in your payroll that your fixed cost is very high, or do you have kind of flexible way to outsource certain things? And can you scale the production or the product development easily? What is the earning model? How is your cost structure? What is your profit level? And if you're part of the value chain, how is the euros or dollars or dirhams shared with the players in that value chain? About the product, is it really a solution for identified problem, and how big is the problem? What is the value you are bringing to the customer who are there to pay for your solution? How scalable is your product? And what type of technology you'll be using? Is that something which is valid in the future? Like we all know that Nokia picked the wrong technology base part of their journey going to the smartphones. So what type of technology be used? Many of the business angels like to know and also mitigate the risks about this. How attractive is the investment? What type of influence is my money bringing to the whole thing? Is it allowing the other instruments? Let's say I put 20,000 euros and that activates a ELY-Center grant, and all of a sudden my investments allows the company to get some 100,000 plus of investment. What is the roadmap? Is this the investment round which speed up the process that company value goes up, or is it most likely that there will be other investment rounds before it's really growing fast or getting close to the exit point? Could this bring some benefit to my other investments? I have other companies in the same segment or same domain, so if I'm part of this journey, could that help my other investments? That's something also the angel investors like to evaluate. And also they want to understand that, okay, how could I make the exit? Is there a IPO in the future? Is there a merger and acquisition that other companies buying? Or is the management buyout also an option? The existing management team might buy out me. So they like to see different way to get the scenarios and also understand how near could that point be. Okay, the current status, where is the companies? What have they done in the past? The market tractions. How about the sales? Is it really showing some evidence? What is the readiness level of the company and their technology? How about the agreements? Is that backing up that the growth will happen soon? And how is the cash flow? Is it negative, positive, or what is the situation? So these kind of things is emphasized on Sami's book. As I said, you can read it in English or in Finnish. You can download it. The PDF exists on the FIBAN's website page. So go to the FIBAN, Finnish Business Angel Network web pages, and most likely you get the access to it. Another good source of information coming from the Finnish Venture Capital Association. There's a guideline helping you to learn more about how to approach VCs. There's a material for startups and for more mature companies. And also on their websites, you can start identify suitable VCs for your journey. Again, you fill in some parameters and they suggest that on this industry, on this stage, these kind of VCs in Finland are keen or are able to be part of it. Then about the 20 new questions. The investor might like to understand what is the exit scenario. Is it IPO or merger acquisition or some other ways for the investors to make a good profitable exit? When it could happen? Who might be the one who is doing the exit? I mean, what type of company could be acquiring your startup? What is the valuation of the company? And what is the typical status of the companies who are doing exit in that industry? And how about the founders? Do they have a clear plan? Okay, if we get this kind of offer, or this is the right stage, or within the next 3 years we like to make the exit. So what is the founder's mindset in terms of the exit? How about the financials? How does it look like in the next upcoming 3 years or so? How much equities and debt has the company raised so far? What future equity or debt financing will be necessary to use and burned? When will the company be profitable? How much burn will be occur until the company gets the profitable level? Why? What are the things which holding back faster growth? Is there certain things which it's not allowing the process to be speeded up? What type of key metrics are you following? What things are on your dashboard which shows that you're going in the right direction? About the financing round, how much is raised or aim to raise on this round? Who are your investors so far? What is the company's desired pre-money valuation, so the valuation before the investment happens? Will the current investor or the owners join this investment round? What is the planned use of proceeds from this round? What type of milestones will be financing get to? So what is the plans for the near future? And how will you make money for the investors? Very reasonable questions from the investor's point of view. About the intellectual property, what type of things is there? Patents pending, copyrights, trademarks, and so forth. What comfort do you have that company intellectual property does not violate any of the existing rights, so there's a freedom to operate? How much effort are you putting to develop this kind of IPR strategy? And how much are you emphasizing that the team members can do new innovation, and what is the kind of guidelines to that? And how strong is your patent? Can it be easily violated, or is there a way to kind of overlook it and there's a other way for the competitors to provide similar solution? Then I think we are on this slide. Iterate means that many times, especially when we are talking with the startup companies, that they put together some plans, but the reality hits and they need to change and maybe even pivot their plans and trying to find the way to make a solid, successful business. Lean startup is also that there's a kind of method or framework where you're kind of easily speeding up the process and learning fast and making the improvements in a very solid, lean way. Sometimes you might approach the market that you're compromising your profit level or the margin level, and that's something you gain the market share and so forth. Low-hanging fruit is the kind of most obvious thing that you can reach out in the near future, and you start picking those fruits first and gaining some traction. Then about the lifetime value compared to the cost of acquire customers is the kind of, yeah, you're comparing the value of your customer base based on the cost structure to gain the customer. So this is something the investor like to understand, that if you're putting some amount of energy and money to get the customers, what can we expect out of each? So that should be balanced. Market penetration, how to get to the market, what is strategy, what is the way to get to that and get some shares on the market. Merge and acquisition was explained before, so that's one way to make the exit or get more resources to speed up the process. Sometimes you are joining another company and merging with them. Monetizing, how to make your money. Well, that's very often asked. What is the monetizing of this venture? MVP, minimum viable product. Is there a way to, with the minimum effort, showing that the product could be kind of demonstrated and showing that it is really working, and then afterwards putting more effort and finalizing the product? So do you have MVP? Is many times asked by the investors. So that was the module number 3, and soon you will be able to hear the last module number 4. Thank you.